In 1324, one man walked through Cairo with so much gold, he accidentally destroyed the entire Egyptian economy for 12 years. Not a country, not an empire. One man's walk to Mecca. This is Mansa Musa, and by the end of this video, you'll know why economists still study what he did wrong, and why almost nobody outside West Africa learns his name in school. Here's what most people don't know. In the 1300s, the Mali Empire wasn't some minor kingdom tucked away in West Africa. It was bigger than Western Europe. It stretched across modern-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, and parts of several other countries, and it controlled almost half the entire world's gold supply at the time. Merchants crossed the Sahara Desert specifically to trade here, moving gold north and salt south, year after year, generation after generation. And the man running this empire, Mansa Musa, decided to do something no ruler before or since has really pulled off. As a Muslim ruler, he was expected to complete the pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in his lifetime. Most rulers who made this journey traveled with a modest escort. Mansa Musa did not. He brought an entire portion of his empire's wealth with him, not to spend carefully along the way, but to give away. The numbers are almost hard to believe. Historians estimate his caravan included around 60,000 people, soldiers, officials, servants, and merchants, all moving together across nearly 4,000 miles of desert. Some accounts describe around 100 camels, each one loaded down with roughly 300 pounds of gold. Do the math, and that's close to 15 tons of gold, moving slowly across the Sahara in a single procession. And along the way, he didn't just travel. He gave gold to nearly everyone he met, in town after town, the entire route. When he finally reached Cairo, he didn't just pass through the way most pilgrims did. He stayed for months, and every single day he handed out more. Merchants, scholars, officials, ordinary people on the street. Almost anyone he encountered received gold, not loans, outright gifts. Here's the part nobody tells you. Gold's value depends on scarcity, how much is available compared to how much people want it. When one man floods an entire city with an almost unlimited supply in a matter of weeks, that value collapses. He gave away so much gold, so fast, that he flooded Cairo's economy completely. Gold lost its value almost overnight. Prices for everyday goods spiked because gold was suddenly everywhere, and basic transactions across the city became distorted. Historians and economists estimate it took roughly 12 years for the region's economy to fully recover. Some records even suggest Mansa Musa realized the damage on his way home and tried buying gold back to help stabilize prices. It didn't fully work. One man, 12 years of economic disruption, just from being too generous. And this is the wild part. This story isn't legend passed down through exaggeration. It's documented. European mapmakers, who likely never set foot in West Africa, heard stories of his wealth and were so struck by it that they put him on maps of the known world. He's shown seated on a throne, holding a piece of gold the size of his fist. This map, known today as the Catalan Atlas, was created in 1375, and it still exists today, preserved in the French National Library in Paris. He also came home and built. Timbuktu, under his rule, became one of the greatest centers of learning on Earth. The University of Saint-Cor, along with an entire network of libraries and schools, drew scholars from across Africa and the Middle East, who traveled specifically to study law, astronomy, medicine, and mathematics there. Some historical estimates suggest the city eventually held hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, many of which still exist today, carefully preserved through centuries of war and political upheaval. None of this happens without the trade network underneath it. gold moving north, salt moving south, across thousands of miles of unforgiving desert. Cities like Timbuktu and Gao weren't just cultural centers. They were strategic checkpoints, taxing and regulating enormous volumes of trade. Whoever controlled these routes controlled the wealth of an entire continent, and that's what funded everything you just heard. So why don't more people know this? A man wealthy enough to accidentally collapse a regional economy, an empire bigger than Western Europe, a city that became a global center of learning. Most gold empires get remembered. This one got left out of the textbook. That's kind of the whole point of this channel, the history that shaped the world, but somehow never made it into the version most of us were taught. If you want more of these, the empires, the mysteries, the things history class skipped, there's a lot more where this came from.